Welcome back to the show, everybody. It may be Sunday and it may be spooky Halloween, but we got a great show all for you lined up for you today. Listen to this. Amazon, Mastercard, identity patent with Ripple smack dab in the middle of it. R3 in the news, and we got G20 and Brad Garlinghouse. And remember Decentraland we talked about because of the Facebook Meta name change? It's up 336%, ladies and gentlemen. How about that one? Facebook's making some waves out here. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at @BackUpBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here today. $2.592 trillion market cap this morning, and it's off by 1.62%. Right now, Bitcoin just a little over $60,000. Ethereum holding its own at $4,235 plus, and we see Cardano at $194 right now. XRP is at $1.10. Let's take a look at the range of price on XRP right now. 106.53 is the lower side of the price, and 114.98 is the upper side. We will keep an eye on it. They say the closer we get into November, the bigger chance we have to see this upside before the end of the year that all the technical analysts have been talking about. By the way, speaking of upside here, I got to tell you that Decentraland I bought that on the news of Facebook Meta, and I shared that with you guys. And you know, I've had Decentraland for a long time. I bought it at 3 cents. I sold it 75 cents. The Facebook news came out and talked about virtual reality. And the first thing I thought about was a Decentraland and the Mana token that I held. Not financial advice, any of this. I just want to share with you the ride I've been on with this. And I decided, you know what, maybe I should re-enter a position in that. Man, am I glad that I did, because it is up 334% right now on the 7-day. I got in, I think it was at 115 and 119 area range right there. It's $3.45 right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm enjoying the daylights out of that. So for me, and look, just to be full disclosure, again, not financial advice, but I'm going to hold this one for a while because I know that it's going to take Facebook time in order to roll out all of this extended reality, virtual reality mixed into the social media platform. But I'm extremely excited about it. Okay, let's go ahead and get on to the news. There's a lot to cover, and we're going to do it really quickly today. And I hope everybody has a happy and safe Halloween. Here we see that Crypto Wolf, XRP Crypto Wolf, Hall of Famer here, says Amazon Web Services looks to drive crypto settlements and custody to the cloud. Now, this is not really breaking news, but it's cumulative where we're going today. And it's going to just keep, like we're peeling back layers of an onion. You're going to see this thing really open up as we move through this news today. Take a look at this here. XRP is listed by TokenSoft for the debut of Ethereum DeFi. And this is basically putting a wrapped version of the XRP token on the Ethereum ledger backed 1-to-1. That's what we're talking about here. Cross-chain leap in the Ethereum-based decentralized finance world. You know, it just keeps getting bigger. You know, there's so many questions with that. And by the way, we're getting ready to look at an update from James K. Filan, who's back on the scene. Shout out to you, James. Matter of fact, I don't know how that tweet didn't happen. I'm sure I retweeted that, but we're so glad to have James K. Filan back from his break, and we appreciate Crypto Law US for all the coverage they had in the time he was gone. So here we see a court grants the Ripple defendants motion to seal privileged logs attached to their October 22nd response to the SEC's filing. That filing was the one where the SEC argued it didn't have to turn over to Ripple the 3 additional documents the SEC claims are privileged, including the email chain with a third party told by the SEC to analyze its digital assets under the framework of Hinman's speech. The decision whether the SEC has to turn over the documents it claims are privileged has not been issued. There you go. And James, we are glad to have you back. All right, so here we go. Let's get into this now. XRP, and this is the article for it. I'm not going to read you the whole article, but shout out to Steve Gulbranson who sent this to me this morning. So now we get into this because this is the cumulative information here that we talked about from Amazon. Then a reminder that Mastercard has told us that Ripple is smack dab in the middle of what they're doing to be able to bring the opportunity for crypto into payments and to help with the settlement of central bank digital currencies. Ladies and gentlemen, it just keeps getting bigger. You know, the more I see this news where Ripple is behind all of these advancements from these different companies and entities, the more I feel like that court case is really just as much, and it's a very, very real court case, so I'm not trying to be dismissive of that. But I feel that it is as much a vetting process as it is a legal court case. I really do. Now, moving into this, we see here that R3 gets under the hood. Now, we covered this about a month ago, 3-4 weeks ago, and it was the getting under the hood of the central bank digital currencies live demonstration of R3's sandbox for digital currencies, and discover how the sandbox enables central banks and commercial banks to exchange and payment providers to evaluate CBDC use cases and to test rollout strategies. And here is actually the video where we covered this back in about 2 weeks ago, So, and almost to the day. So we see here, and I'm just going to play this quick little clip here, about 10 seconds, and let's listen. Also, I find it very interesting that as an example, they're using the digital pound, for which we just saw officially launched yesterday, and Ripple is a part of the Digital Pound Foundation. And there you have it. So the R3 demonstration of the sandbox includes the digital pound, for which, we know the Bank of England has been a partner for Ripple for years. We know Susan Friedman is now a part of the Digital Pound Foundation for the development of that CBDC. And they're using that in the sandbox demonstration at the most recent QuarterCon event for R3. Again, it just fascinates me that no matter what's going on in the US with this case, this is what we constantly see, is that Ripple and XRP in some shape or form always seems to be tied to the wholesale back end of all of this new digital process. Here's even more evidence of that from Bank XRP, who's a Hall of Famer here. Ripple partner Identitii CEO talks Ripple Swift patent. The transmission of the patent message, we could be connecting members of the Swift network with members of the Ripple network. Say it, is it so? Well, listen to what he's got to say here first.
Now, last month, your share price spiked briefly above 30 cents. It's now around that 18-cent mark. What caused the spike, and why wasn't it able to be maintained?
If I'm honest with the market, the spike came from some public discussion about the patent that we own in the United States and drawing some connections with what our patent could be used for. We've made it public that our patent for an idea that uses blockchain and tokens to send and receive very rich payment information around the world has the ability to connect both old and new payment networks around the world. So for the transmission of payment messages, we could be connecting members of the Swift network with members of the Ripple network.
Isn't that interesting? Again, they're always behind everybody's new advancements for all of this new payments and settlement.
Old and new payment networks around the world. So for the transmission of payment messages, we could be connecting members of the Swift network with members of the Ripple network. And I think that late in August, we submitted some additional claims to the US Patent Office, and that received some really keen interest from investors around the world.
So do you think it's only a matter of time then that more investors grasp the story and the potential?
We released a new investor presentation yesterday, which I think does a much greater job of explaining in detail that framework that I talked to you about before in terms of what are we doing now, what's on the horizon for us next, and then what does our long-term strategy look like. And we have connected all of the dots between our United States patent, reporting to regulators, and some of the longer-term strategies of the business. And I think it tells a really neat story about some potential significant long-term benefits for the company.
That was Identitii.
There it is right there. And if we go down here, Bank XRP has been kind enough to show us Here's what you need to see right here. Patent and intellectual property right here. It shows ISO 20022 will allow more information to move payments, would ultimately facilitate payments moving between legacy networks such as SWIFT, emerging payment gateways like Mastercard, Ripple, or R3's Corda, which we just took a look at all of. I mean, this is pretty fascinating stuff right here. However, adoption is complicated, and many banks are not looking to migrate until 2025. So there it is right there. They're telling you this may be the golden year right here, 2025 for them, when you get that full adoption mode, right? But that doesn't mean there won't be some onboarding on their way to that moment. For me, this is very, very exciting right here. So let's keep going, because there's more to look at here, because it goes to an international level now. The regulations and principles for central bank digital currencies will be discussed during the upcoming G20 16 meeting, which has been scheduled to take place in Rome, Italy, on the 30th and 31st, happening right now. The previous session was in Riyadh, headed by Saudi Arabia. Now we take a look here, and this is the kind of people you see. Kristalina Georgieva, Managing Director of the IMF, sitting right here telling all of us a lot can be discussed over dinner at G20 meetings: the global economy, pandemic preparedness, financial inclusion, and everybody she's at dinner with right here. This is the kind of stuff that really takes us to 2025, right? Or whenever that happens, or the rollout up into that point and beyond, honestly, right? I mean, and then there's the carbon neutral date of 2030, right? So this is really exciting headwinds, I think, we got, or winds we have in our sails, not even headwinds, right? We got the wind in our sails. Now what we need is that missing piece to the puzzle, and I do not find it a coincidence that the largest economy in the world is the last to put its toe in the pool. Because I believe when it does, it'll be the difference. And the United States, I believe at some point here, will become the leader, the blockchain leader of the fourth industrial revolution, because we were the leader in the revolution of the internet age, right? And the industrial revolution. And I don't think they're going to miss it here. What I do believe is because the new Internet of Value, the Web 3.0, the fourth industrial revolution, is about digitally moving and settling value, money and value. And if you get that wrong, everything comes down. And to that point, almost everything is ready to come down in the paper friction world that we live in now, isn't it? So the way I kind of see this today is that you get one chance to get this right. And that's why I really firmly believe Ripple and XRP are behind this, and that the path for them as well is you get one chance to become a bridge currency to the world. Right. You get one swing at this. If you mess it up in any way, it doesn't happen. And we all suffer if it doesn't happen. Not because we're holders, but because the world needs a bridge currency to ease the friction. The world needs the velocity of money back in the formula to reignite the economy again. And I'm just as positive as I believe this guy is right here. And it's Brad Garlinghouse from just the other day here, 2 days ago, in Saudi Arabia, or in the Middle East, and he's talking about being positive about U.S. regulation over the next 12 to 18 months.
Going into
So
2022.
the US would have fallen behind then in your assessment. A lot of catching up to do.
Without question. Surprisingly, given where so much of the entrepreneurial activity in crypto has been U.S. based, the U.S. has kind of been a laggard in crypto regulation. There
Listen very carefully to what he says here.
hasn't been a level of clarity that the U.S. did enable in enabling the internet growth in the late 90s. And so I think we're still hoping for that. And I think actually you'll see progress over the next 12 to 18 months in the United States that should help. And you're seeing more.
There you go. The next 12 to 18 months, he's looking to see progress here, which almost has me leaning in to say we must be close to seeing some kind of legislation passed that will clear the path for the market agencies to understand exactly where their out of bounds and inbound lane is. This is what we need right? Everybody can get back in their own lane and not interfere, but overlap and regulate with each other. Just like I said the other day when I covered this about the metals market. Look, this is very exciting to me. Things are moving in the right direction. And with the case too, I believe. And we'll keep an eye on all of this, but make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and share with somebody you know. Check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, the only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto. And you can do that with iTrust Capital if you click the link in the description box. There's also, if you need cold storage, there's Ledger Nano, and they have great specials and deals, but you got to click the link. And the Pure VPN, help hide your identity online. 99-cent 7-day trial. Great way to do that. If you're confused about taxes in any way, Clinton Donnelly is the foremost authority on crypto taxes. But you gotta click the link. I'll catch all of you on the next one.